Yo, what's up everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We've had a little bit of a break recently, so I thought we better get back in on the car features, and we better go in with a bang. Not literally, hopefully, because that will be engine number 3, right? So hopefully not literal bang, but today we're going to be going out and looking around Big Sul's little pocket rocket. Let's go. So this is Sully, Big Sul, also known, as you can see. I'm really tall. I'm like at least 6 foot anyway, so that's how tall he is. So we're going to be having a look around his Lupo. And Sul, before we jump into this, I have to ask, because why a Lupo?
Very uncommon, you know, less than 500 now on the road. So
what, the GTIs?
Yeah, GTIs, yeah, less than 500, and you know, now it's only one of one in this colour. It's even rarer.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I look forward to getting a bit more in depth with it. So let's check it out. Yeah. So welcome to the channel, my friend. Thank you for coming on, dude. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
So here is your little beast. So let's have a look around this before we tell the story of it when we hop in. You said the colour, one of one.
Yeah, it used to be red way back when I got it, but when I started rebuilding it, I fell in love with a Jag colour, so that's what I painted it to. It's now Old English White.
Old English White, and is that off of an E-type or something? Because you restore E-types, right?
Yeah, so it's off of a race E-type. I just got a colour match and then done the lot.
Awesome,
so,
man, awesome. As we go around it, something stands out to me straight away. Did I supply you these wheels?
You did.
It was a long time ago, right?
And the coilovers as well.
Cool, man. So the coilovers, they BCs?
BCs,
I assume they would have been.
Yeah.
So it's been so long since I sold you all these parts. So me and Sul go back a long time, and this car has been a long build. When did you start building this?
I started it back in 2016, end of 2016. And then sort of been going on for about 4.5 years now. And it's basically the third time it got built because I was never happy with it. But now I've got it right, and it's amazing. I love it, yeah.
So we'll start by talking about the wheels. Well, obviously we mentioned the colour, Old English White, off of a Jag. But bodywork wise, is it like a standard Lupo GTI?
Yeah, completely standard. They're wide arch from factory, and they've got, you know, big bumpers. So obviously, you know, they stand out a lot more than a normal Lupo. You know, a few bits, side light, delete, and so it's got a honeycomb grille rather than the lights.
Oh, okay, just in here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Oh, that's really cool. Sorry, I should have realised. I did look at that earlier, and I was like, "Is that standard?" I don't know.
No,
I don't really know much about these cars, so yeah. So right, we've got Enkis.
Yeah.
Enki RPF ones supplied by the wonderful 621. Heard the owner of that's very handsome. And then we've got
very handsome man.
Yeah. Then behind that, we've got the Wheelwoods. So what size are these?
They're 280mm, 4-pot Wheelwoods. They fit off of a Mark II Golf GTI, and you just change it for G60 discs, and it all mounts up perfectly.
Awesome. And you got the stud conversion in there too?
Yeah, midnight garage stud conversion. I
Lovely.
will change them eventually another day to something else, but for now they do the job just fine.
Perfect. Perfect. Once again, the wheels fit so well. What size tyres are you running? They're the Pilot Sports?
Yeah, Pilot Sport 3s, 195 50/15. I've got another set of Enki ESs, which are my track wheels, which have a Nankang on them.
Awesome, man. How good that looks from this angle, because it's such a, like you say, a unique little car to be.
Yeah, there's, you know, it's a very weird thing to see on the road.
I love it. I think it's so cool. We've got the Centre X exhaust. Is that standard on the GTIs?
Standard, yeah.
Mega. Mega. And then can we pop the boot real quick while we're here? Because I can see, might have to adjust the camera a little bit to get the... In there you've got like a harness bar running Takatas.
Yeah, universal harness bar with Takata 4 points into my pole positions.
We'll have to check those out properly in a minute. But look how mega that is. I love how big they are inside for such a tiny little car.
Very spacey. I think it's because the windows are so big that it makes it look quite big inside. So it doesn't feel small.
Well, what sort of weight is this car?
Sub 900.
Wow.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. When I first built it, it was 727.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, so that was really light. So, but obviously, I put a lot of weight back in it now, so it's just under 900. I'd have a guess at.
Mega, man. Mega. And you're saying BC Racing coilovers?
Yeah.
I can't remember what spring rates we supplied you on those.
I think they're 11 and 9s, 11 kilo front, 9 rears. Yeah, fully poly bushed. White line rear anti-roll bar.
Awesome, man. I think it looks so cool on the JDM wheels. I'm a big fan of German cars running the Japanese wheels.
Yeah, it was very hard to get the wheel choice right, and I couldn't find one I enjoyed.
But what have we got going on in here? We've got, I'm just going to reel off some stuff and you can tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Flock dash and door cards?
Yeah, flock dash door cards from same bloke I think done yours, Flocking Great.
Oh yes, he is great. He literally is great. Yeah, I love that man. Guy. He's a really, really cool dude. And then we're going inside here. Let's have a look. You've got the little tiny baby steering wheel that every dubber seems to use.
Yeah,
so that's
well,
like 280, is it?
It's a 300.
300,
yeah,
that one.
300, so it's a bit nicer to drive with.
They've got the chrome dials. I love the simplicity in here.
Yeah, less is more.
Less is more. What is this switch down here, if you don't mind me asking?
That's for the rad fan, because it comes on mega early for some reason.
Right.
So I'll just put it on a switch, so it doesn't, every time you stop it comes on when it shouldn't.
And now we have this beautiful looking Cooler Works.
Yeah, Cooler Works shifter. It's actually the first Cooler Works that they made for this, so it's a mix between a Lupo and a Mark IV Golf shifter to fit in that tunnel.
Oh, cool, man. Then we can see the pole positions, the beautiful Recaro pole positions. My favourite seat
Probably
ever.
One of the best seats.
Just ever made.
Yeah.
I run all of these in my own personal cars. Sorry to hijack you think. I just have to agree with you on those. They're so comfortable, so safe, just so good for European sized people.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, you know, even being 6'4", they're cosy.
Yeah, brilliant, man. Yeah. Do you mind popping the bonnet for us to have a look? Awesome. What have we got going on under here?
So it's the standard 1600 16 valve unit, but it's had everything done. It's a fully built Wiseco high comp pistons, Royston H-beam rods, cammed, big ported head. It's got an Epitech super lightweight flywheel, only weighs 3 kilos. The box has been fully built. It's got a Quaife diff with all ARP hardware. All the bearings have been machined out of a 02J diesel box to fit into this box, so hopefully it can take the power for a long time yet.
Amazing, amazing. I mean, it looks, if we swing the camera around here, it looks phenomenal in the bay because it is such a little bay and it takes up a good 3/4 of it.
It takes up a lot of room, yeah.
This big, what brand is that, sorry? S-Pro?
Sprogly.
Sprogly?
Yeah.
Sprogly Motorsports?
Yeah, like a prototype box that he made, and you know, credit where due, it's performing great.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it is really,
it looks amazing.
Really well made, and you know, well, obviously it does something because it done well.
Yeah, mega, man, mega. Well, is there anything else we haven't spoke about on it that you want to mention before we go out and see how this little thing drives?
Not really. I think we're pretty much there.
Awesome, man. It's such a back to the bare bones, simple, my favourite kind of build. Just if it doesn't need to be on there, it's not on there.
No, absolutely.
Has it got ABS and all that stuff, or have you?
Yeah. So before I completely stripped, I made a whole new wiring loop for it. It didn't have any ABS, but it was horrible.
Yeah.
So you know, for every, you know, I use it a lot, so it just made sense to put it all back in. And yeah, so standard ECU, apart from it's, you know, tuned. So yeah, so
it's awesome, man. Right, if you don't mind, let's go for a little drive.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So we're finally out together in the car.
It's been a long time coming.
A long time coming, man, and thank you so much for being the first car back on the channel.
That's all right.
After my little break, man.
I hope it lives up to it.
Oh, I'm already smiling, which I guess is the main thing.
Yeah.
So So tell me, man, how does, I know we're going to cut straight to it, how does it feel to have your car finally on the road?
Surreal. You know, I didn't think it would be as good as what it was. You know, 4 years of building it is a long time, and I fell out of love with it for a while, and it was under a cover for 6 months of that, and then out of nowhere I just got this big inspiration to build it, and I did, and now, you know, any weather, you know, even if it's raining, I'll take it out, and
really,
it always puts a smile on my face.
Mega, man.
Great fun.
Awesome, dude. So let's talk specs. We've already said the weight, but if we can just reiterate that, and power, and
yeah, so it's about sub 900 kilos ish, without me in it. It recently got tuned. It made 168 horsepower at the fly and 198 newton meters of torque.
awesome.
The torque is the big
Yeah.
really, like, you know, fifth gear cruising, you can put your foot down.
Yeah. It's picking up real good.
And it picks up quick, but then at the same time, you can drop a couple of gears.
Woo! These are the sort of cars you really can use all of the power on, aren't they?
Yeah,
Like,
you can.
and this is my sort of car. I love. I'm a Honda boy, so that's where it comes from. So, the little engine, really lightweight thing. So I've obviously had a lot of issues throughout this build as well. Can we touch on those as well?
Yeah,
Right? Let's start from the beginning when it really started like going bad, and then.
So it was on management and DCOE throttle bodies, which were, you know, made a great noise. It never ran right. So basically, it's got a super lightweight flywheel with a single plate anti-sprung clutch. So pulling away was a nightmare. I really struggled, even with, you know, I tried to do everything and it wouldn't work. So a good friend of mine lent me his, which is very close spec to mine, and I took his out and decided I want to go back to a more standard route. So I did. And then as I went up the road, I'd done a half mile and it blew up.
Oh, that's what I made that reference earlier about.
Yeah, so basically, nothing I'd done. The pistons I used the first time round were for the engine. They were the correct pistons, but they'd missed a machining process where the valve cutouts were not deep enough for VVT. So when the VVT come in, it just all smashed into each other. Wiseco were very good, sent me out a brand new set, free of charge, which I'm very grateful for. So, you know, no harsh feelings there. I built another engine. Within about 2 months, it was back up and running, and it was great ever since.
Mega, man.
Yeah, I've done about 4,000 miles now, and they haven't been easy miles on it. So,
and you use this on track as well as on the road, yeah?
Yeah, I've done 2 at Snet, 1 at Cadwell.
How was it at Cadwell? I've yet to do that track.
It was amazing. The nippiness of the car, being short wheelbase, just gives it so much grip, and, you know, out of the corners, a lot of big BMs and stuff where they struggle, I could get out so much quicker. But, you know, the straights is where obviously, you know, it hasn't got everything.
Yeah, of course. Do you mind me asking, like, what are a few of the favourite things that you've got on the car, mod-wise, like, that you maybe would recommend to someone maybe just building one of these? That's like, oh yeah, this is something that I've done that's made the build worth.
Shifter being a big one.
Yep.
The way it feels is just amazing. The gear change is so much more responsive. It's a lot slicker, and seats as well. You know, seats can make or break a car, in my opinion. And, you know, these you don't move.
Yeah.
And so you haven't got to worry about trying to hold your body weight up. You can just sit there and.
I don't know whether you agree with me when I say this as well, but I know Recaros are the more expensive end of the spectrum when you're buying bucket seats, but I always kind of look at the seats as a, number one, they're a safety thing. You want to be safe in your seat if you're in an accident, but number two, like, these are interchangeable. You can take these out of this car and put them in your next project.
Oh yeah, 100%.
These could be a one-time purchase forever sort of thing.
So like, I was going to get Corbo Club Spec.
Yep.
Which, you know, a third of the price.
Yeah.
And then I just thought, you know, I've gone through all this effort to make the car have the best parts on it. Why wouldn't I put the best seats in it? So I did.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got these, you know, really quite cheap. They were pretty much brand new, second hand, and I paid about 700 quid for the pair.
Wow, really?
Mounts, yeah, so.
That's really good.
Yeah, really.
Sorry, the camera's being real good here. 700 quid a pair, yeah?
Yeah, for the pair, yeah.
That is really cheap. That is really
was,
cheap.
Yeah.
And that is, like I said, a lifelong thing.
Yeah, it is.
So I think they're great. If you were to do anything different in the build, what would you do? Like, even if it was like in the process of it, it doesn't have to be a specific thing to the final item you've got here now.
Do it quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. Now I've got it, you know, like I said, it was the third time really building it right. You know, I stripped it down loads of times, and now I got it right, and I'm happy I did. Because otherwise I wouldn't have been happy, you know, driving it on the road. Now, it is loud, but it's bearable. You know, you can cruise quite along, and when you've got AirPods in.
Yeah. While we're sat here, I feel this is quite comfy. For a little stripped out track car, it's warm, it's comfortable. I love Flock and Gray have done an amazing job. Kevin is such a great guy,
He's
and
a great guy,
I didn't get any discount off him. I didn't get any, you know, I didn't ask for any discount. I sing his praises all the time because he's a wonderful man to work with and
super
does a great
turnaround.
product. Oh,
Like when he done my dash, because I was in a bit of a hurry, he had it less than 3 days.
really?
And he'd done it, because I said I sort of need it a bit quick because the wiring loom's going in and I needed it. And he went, no problem. And I dropped it off beginning of the morning on like a Monday and picked it up like the Thursday.
That's awesome. Give it a little hoon. Wow, that is so cool, isn't it? The noises are mega.
Yeah.
The noises are mega,
Yeah,
man.
it does scream. It's got a slightly raised rev limiter. Goes to about 7.2-ish.
Yeah.
Which does help. It helps massively.
Is there anything that you could physically see replacing this?
What, car-wise?
Yeah, like...
Not really. I mean, if anything that would come close, it would be an older. I'd love a A86 Levin. You know, rear-wheel drive, small, not necessarily small power, but 200 horsepower fun, and you know, all they want to do is go sideways.
Yeah.
So that's something I would love to have, but the
Prices.
prices are massive.
Yeah, they were £3,000 cars at one point.
They were. I wish I got one when they were that.
Oh, don't we all, man. I'm trying to think what else. Is there anything you want to speak about specifically that we haven't mentioned?
Not really.
No?
No, if you haven't driven one, I suggest you do, really. They're, something else. There is more fun stuff out there, but, something that puts a smile on your face and, can give a lot of stuff a good run around a track. They're, for me, one of the best hot hatches. And when they're only meant to be a little, they were only made to be a city car, and only recently have they started becoming quite a tunable thing. Like, you couldn't buy cams, you couldn't buy pistons, so a lot of the stuff I've had to source and ask people, could this be made?
Yeah. Was that a bit of a negative side to building it? Like, you couldn't find any of the parts on the shelf, or was it more enjoyable because you're like, oh, I know I'm going to be one of the only ones with this?
Yeah, more enjoyable. So, like, the shifter is now readily available from Cooler Works, whereas when I went to them, I said, could you do something with it? And they said they can try and make a Mark IV one fit. So all the casing is slightly different, which, it's just one of them things.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, and obviously, engine-wise, a lot of bits are sort of, con rods, there's only these set that I know of that people use. There's other con rods out there, but, sort of a one-off, really.
Yeah, I think it's great, man. I think it's great. And like I said, in here it is just what you need. There isn't anything that you just, it is what it is. It's so cool. And
yeah, I mean, it would be, sometimes I think, it'd be nice with a radio, but at the same time, the only time I really want to drive it is when I want to go out and listen to it.
Yeah. So. I understand completely, man. So that brings us to the end of today's video. I really hope you've enjoyed our first feature back in this new series. I don't know what to call this season or whatever, but this is just a cool feature car. And I really appreciate Sully showing it. And for me, it's also been a bit special being able to go out in it, knowing how long it's taken him to build this. And this is the first time I've been able to go out in it in like 6 years. And also having some parts on it supplied by us at 621 makes it extra special. I love that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Make sure you drop Sul a follow over on Instagram. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. See you in the next one, hopefully anyway. Please don't leave me. It'd be great for you to come back.